Number 6. Faces in everything. You look at an outlet and suddenly it has a face. A car grill looks angry. A backpack looks like it's judging you. Congratulations, your brain just assigned emotions to an inanimate object like it's auditioning for a Pixar movie. This glitch is called Pareidolia, and it's one of your brain's favorite party tricks. Your brain is obsessed with faces, not metaphorically, obsessively. There's an entire specialized network dedicated to recognizing them. Why? Because missing a face, friend, or threat used to be a survival-ending mistake. So your brain evolved to overdetect them instead. That's why 2 dots and a line instantly register as a face. That's why clouds look like people. That's why the moon looks vaguely disappointed in you. The face detection system is so aggressive that it fires even when the evidence is terrible. 3 random shapes, face, shadow and symmetry, face. Electrical outlet, obviously watching you. This isn't imagination. It's pattern recognition on caffeine. Your brain isn't asking, is this actually a face? It's asking, could this possibly be a face? And if the answer is even remotely yes, it locks in. Stress and fatigue make this worse because your brain leans harder on shortcuts when it's tired. Instead of carefully analyzing objects, it slaps familiar meaning onto them and moves on. So when you swear the laundry pile looked alive for half a second, that wasn't madness. That was your brain screaming, I know this one, and then immediately realizing it did not. Basically, your brain would rather falsely accuse a toaster of having feelings than miss a real person standing still. Number 5. Hearing silence too loudly. You're in a quiet room, no noise, no movement, just peace. Except there's a sound, a ringing, a hiss, a high-pitched whine that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. You focus on it. Bad idea. Now it's louder. This isn't the world being noisy. This is your brain panicking about silence. Your auditory system is designed to process sound constantly. When external input drops too low, your brain doesn't relax. It gets suspicious. No sound means no information, and no information feels unsafe, so it fills the gap. That ringing, buzzing, or static-like noise is your auditory cortex amplifying internal signals. Neurons firing, blood flow, electrical activity, all stuff that normally gets ignored. But in silence, your brain turns the volume knob up and goes, hello? Anyone? This is why tinnitus gets worse when you pay attention to it. Attention equals amplification. Your brain assumes that if you're focusing on it, it must be important. Stress and anxiety crank this effect way up. A hyper-alert nervous system treats silence like a missing puzzle piece. It invents noise so it doesn't feel blind. You're not hearing something wrong. You're hearing too much. Basically, your brain hates quiet so much that it creates its own background music and then refuses to change the track. Number 4. Phantom vibrations. You know that moment when your phone isn't in your pocket, isn't on the table, isn't anywhere near you, yet your thigh just buzzed like it got a very important text from Destiny? You check anyway. Of course you do. There's nothing there. No notification, no missed call. Just your dignity quietly exiting the room. That wasn't a ghost. It wasn't a nerve spasm. And it definitely wasn't the universe trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. That was your brain straight up inventing a sensation. Phantom vibration syndrome is what happens when your brain gets a little too enthusiastic about pattern recognition. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for signals, pressure, movement, changes in temperature, because missing something important used to mean getting eaten by a tiger. These days, important mostly means memes and group chats, but your brain hasn't updated the software. So when fabric shifts, a muscle twitches, or your skin brushes against itself, your brain fills in the blank. It goes, ah yes, phone. It doesn't wait for confirmation. It doesn't double check. It just fires the alert and lets you deal with the emotional fallout. What makes this extra weird is that the sensation feels completely real, not imagined, not vague, a full-on vibration with confidence. Because from your brain's perspective, it is real. Sensation isn't about what's happening in the world. It's about what your brain decides is happening. Basically, your brain is so afraid of missing information that it would rather hallucinate than be late. It's like an intern who emails you fake updates just to look busy. So no, you're not losing it. Your brain just really wants attention, and maybe a break from your phone. Number 3. Visual snow. Imagine the world is fine, normal, trees, walls, faces, the usual lineup. Now imagine someone quietly added a transparent layer of TV static over everything. Not enough to block your vision, just enough to make reality feel like it's buffering. That's visual snow. And if you have it, explaining it to people feels like trying to describe a smell using math. This isn't your eyes malfunctioning. Your eyes are doing their job. The issue is that your brain forgot how to ignore itself. Normally, your visual system filters out background noise, random neural firing, tiny flashes, internal static. There's a ton of visual information your brain actively deletes, so you can function like a person and not a malfunctioning robot. Visual snow happens when that filter slips. Instead of suppressing meaningless signals, your brain goes, nope, we're keeping everything. So you see it all the time. Dots, flickers, grain, like reality got filmed on a budget camera from 1997. Stress, anxiety, migraines, and overstimulation can all make this worse. Why? Because your brain's sensory gatekeeping system is exhausted. It's been working overtime trying to keep you alert, safe, productive, emotionally regulated, and not screaming in a grocery store. Eventually, it stops muting the background channels. The wild part is that visual snow isn't dangerous. It doesn't mean you're losing vision. It doesn't mean your brain is broken. It means your perception settings are stuck on max sensitivity. Number 2, afterimages that won't let go. You stare at something bright, a screen, a lamp, the sun. If you're feeling reckless, you look away, and it's still there, burned into your vision like your eyeballs took a screenshot without permission. That floating shape, that neon ghost, that's not damage. That's your visual system lagging behind reality, like an old computer wheezing through a software update. Your eyes work by converting light into electrical signals. The cells that do this, photoreceptors, get tired. When they're overstimulated, they don't immediately reset. They keep firing for a bit, like they're stuck replaying the last frame. Normally, your brain cleans this up fast. It compensates. It recalibrates. It says, cool, we're done here, and moves on. But when you're exhausted, stressed, or staring at glowing rectangles all day, that cleanup process slows down. So the image lingers, and because your brain hates loose ends, it tries to interpret it. Is it a shape, a color, a thing? Your brain pokes it, rotates it, overlays meaning onto it like a bored intern messing with Photoshop layers. This is why afterimages feel so weirdly solid. They don't feel like imagination. They feel present. Because they are, inside your visual processing pipeline, refusing to clock out. It's not your eyes seeing something that isn't there. It's your brain still processing something that was there and forgot to hit save and close. Basically, your perception is buffering, and you're stuck staring at the loading icon. Number 1, shadow people, but make it boring. You're walking down the hallway, or sitting alone, or staring at literally nothing, and out of the corner of your eye, movement, a shape, something there. You turn your head, fully ready to confront a ghost, an intruder, or your sleep paralysis demon's cousin. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This one freaks people out because it feels spooky. But the truth is way less paranormal and way more awkward for your brain. Your peripheral vision is trash. Useful trash, but still trash. It's optimized for detecting motion, not detail. That's great if something is sprinting toward you. It's terrible if your brain is tired, overstimulated, or slightly bored. So when light shifts, shadows stretch, or your eyes make a micro movement, your brain goes, movement detected. It doesn't know what it is yet, but it flags it anyway. Because, again, better safe than eaten. The problem is that when you turn to look directly, the detail processing part of your vision takes over. And now your brain has to admit, oh, that was nothing, which it hates doing. This is especially common when you're stressed, sleep-deprived, or overstimulated. Your brain's prediction system is running hot, firing off warnings with zero evidence. It's not seeing things wrong. It's seeing them early. And since your brain prefers meaning over accuracy, it briefly fills that gap with a human-shaped guess. Because statistically speaking, if something is moving near you, it's probably another person. Or at least that's what your nervous system thinks at 2 a.m. So no, you didn't almost see something supernatural. Your brain just yelled, incoming, and then immediately pretended it didn't. Basically, your perception system is like a smoke alarm that goes off when you make toast. Annoying, dramatic, and technically doing its job,